All right, let's share the screen again. Never ends, it never ends. Yeah, you guys don't have to look at my stupid face. That's the nice trade-off. All right. This is a project I was supposed to do. I now have no Wacom tablet for it. let me clear that out of the screen. And there we are. Okay, so this is the one that's converting right now. All right. So we're doing our world shell. I know that's not exactly where my tower was. We're gonna do a weird version of the shell. It's not perfect. Nothing's perfect in life. Just like an egg is not a sphere. Okay. So we're gonna have our main tower from our yoke, from our city, our home, be our main thing. Not the center point, the central tower location. We're gonna have it our actual yoke. And then we're gonna have the North Pole, the South Pole, and then we have this antipode of London. So it's the city, it's the actual point. That's the opposite of the world. The antipodal point. And then it's the same thing. So this is the city, Waitangi, but this is the point. That's the closest city. So I'll put mine at Waitangi because I don't mind like a little bit. So you can see it's like it's a couple. It's a little bit. It's the size of California up up the coast of New Zealand. So I'll have the closest city to my antipodal point, and that's where I'm gonna put my grid. So New Zealand is gonna be an entire Ascendio country. So it will be nice. It will be nice to have the antipodal point right there with my grid in London. So here it looks like this. So again, the north, now we're gonna imagine the globe and we're gonna see our tower getting much bigger from our home. Like we add on 50 worlds. And then we go all the way down to the bottom of the Clippeth. Maybe 200 worlds down. We have the same kind of tower. So you can draw the boxes all at once, going clockwise. But it's gonna connect to the top of this tower on your antipodal point. It's gonna connect to the top of the North Pole Tower. It's gonna connect to the bottom of the South Pole Tower, which is the top, because the South Pole Tower is the outward facing, the space facing tower. So I'm gonna use the word space facing versus earth facing. And all of them are gonna be gridded clockwise inside the earth and through outer space, with all the worlds and all the boxes with the metal braids. So what it should look like in your brain. It's an egg. No, not like that. Ah, it's one arch. Okay. So the tower, it climbs all the way up and then it starts to arch over. Climbs all the way up and starts to arch over. And it goes all the way around. So that, like, so the tower might have to be higher, like climbs all the way up and then arches over, and then it ends up on this side of the world. So it's like, yay. So it's weird, but it's gonna look like that right now. But it's gonna end up looking like a giant egg around the planet. You're gonna start to feel some of the weird knife rapery energy coming through the top of your home tower. Because now we're starting to access the entire globe. And what we're gonna do is Protego Totalum, all the towers. That's our main frame. With the pearls. We Salvio Hexia it. And then I see Isla starting to claw into the planet. Into the planetary grid. So the more higher, like the climbers, will start to access these new points in the etheric energy, and they will start to grid their DNA and expand. And then I start to see her calling for her like intergalactic archangel body as she begins to wire and plug into this grid. Now Kelly is something else. So we're gonna do the Fiantoduri on the towers. Now this looks like shit. Fiantoduri on the towers. And then we have the Saffron, Fiantoduri bubbles. And then we're gonna do the Gryffindor lava and all the tower ceilings and walls. All the way into the bottom of the clippet. So you're starting to actually provide the oxygen for people to breathe. And they're gonna start getting a higher level of element of air that is more touched by Gryffindor instead of psychosis. So it'll start to clear away the dogma in people's brains, because Gryffindor brings sanity and high boundary intelligence and logic. And so now I start to see people in Asia start climbing up and start plugging into the grid. So now I'm seeing them as well. Yay, Russia. It's very nice. We'll have a lot of good magicians. And then when you start to see the DNA climbers, throw them the Tiferet balls, because they need to get the Hufflepuff cook, and then throw the Onks into the DNA chain. So it's gonna leave a giant space in between the air, like the ozone layer, and the planet. And we're gonna grid that with Protego Totalum right now. And then we're gonna also throw the brick magic onto the towers with the candy apple all at once. Can you do that? Then we do the pearlescent beads on our Protego Totalum mesh around our globe. And into the core of the earth. And then we're gonna fine tune that resolution. See if we can get a better, higher res. And I hear Isla going, Protego Totalum does not equal knife, right? So then she's doing a good job. And we have the pearlescent beads through the higher res Protego Totalum. And then we're going to spray the pearlescent on all of the wires. Ah! All right. And then I see Isla starting to grid up her own towers and plugging into the higher intelligences. All right. So I'm falling off my seat because now she's also plugging into the top of my tower. Yay. And then gridding that and then pulling in the intelligence into her DNA. Auntie Rob is with me. All right. We're gonna put a Collie Pink Lotus or a Collie Pink Lily on each of the top of the towers. The bricks should have been gridded in pretty nicely. And each of the towers are connecting through these different lilies. So you have a petal here from this point to this point. You have a petal here from this point to this point, another petal here. But you also have a petal from this point to this point. And this point to this point. Now it looks like the flower of, like a spherical flower of life, almost. All the way around, and then we double that, flip it over, and it is on the bottom as well. Then we're going to salvio. And then we have the moss on the inside of the earth with the roots from the flowers growing through each tower to create an organic central neural system. And the moss is in all the bottom of the towers, and they are all connecting around the core of the earth. It's almost like we create the Garden of Eden in the bottom of the clippet. And I hear, it is. So that's the whole point. So GEBURAH is God's boundary. We can create Garden of Eden in the bottom of the clippet. The healthy moss, then we can create the Garden of Eden on planet Earth. And then you can see the difference between the yolk, that giant yolk that we had, and the world. So that is actually perhaps the size of the yolk. And then we have the actual egg. And the egg is going to grow bigger as we put the giant salvio hexia honeycombs on everything. First, we put it all on the inside of the towers. And I start to see people beginning to grid in. And asserting their own power and intentions to get into the seraphim or higher, get above the wheel. Oh no, it's just to get in. It's just to get into Hufflepuff. Or is it to get into the Order? We'll see. Okay, so that Salvio Hexia has a little bit of the blue and a little bit of the black tar heroin. Can we put another layer on all around the world? I feel some of you guys going, I'm truly humble right now. It took 9 months to start Gryffindor, clean out the clippeth, and get this built, or get this to start getting built. So it's a pretty productive 9 months. All right. I see a lot of people starting to grid up and going, I want out of the clippeth. Collie run, get me up into heaven. So there we go. So we're starting to wake everybody up. All right. Then we have the Fianto Duri grape jelly. And our north, south, east, west, or north, south, home, antipodal point are very bricked up and healthied up, and they have the nice lava, and they have the five layers of brick on all of them, up into the higher worlds and the lower worlds, with the candy apple red. Okay, so now we have the Gryffindor lava, lasagna, and the blue paste. The Gryffindor lava lasagna starts to clean up all the junk and gunk in the astral planes, all people's crazy thoughts and demonic energy, all their weirdo patterns. And then we put the Griffin blue based on the other side of that. Now you might actually start feeling the lava like burn. It's gonna burn. It needs to burn some like old stuff out. And then we're gonna go up the Griffin door lava lasagna. 4 more layers, please. On the outside of Mother. And you're gonna start to feel the real purification around your body. And this will help start to get you to your Daenerys body with the dragons. Or your Targaryen body. So you just let everything begin to let go. So it starts to purify all of your lower bodies. Your bones might feel like they're cooking now in like actual lava. There are a couple things that I want to do on this shell. Before we go for today. And that is probably the gray paste. And then the A&R Onk. It will go all, so you put the Onk on all 4 of the tower. And then they start to unleash those wings and create the angelic halos. All around the globe. From the bottom of hell. And then you see the towers, the genomes, all the red ones turning off, all the opposite of the red ones turning on. Then you paint it with the angelite. I heard we moved 5 million tons of evil on the planet just now. You see Kelly gridding up into the tower in London. Plugging in. Then I see the children starting to climb in America. Everywhere in the yoke that was gridded, a lot of the children are beginning to climb up, up, up. And start to plug into the higher towers. When they get the better, higher downloads, they can do really good stuff. When you're not in the higher growth, it becomes a problem. All right. I'll get Stacy and Elaine in a minute. And Tara. Fire. There we go. They have more rooting chords, a lot of them. I'm gonna get the higher chords too. I like to also, I should say wires instead of chords. Chords implies like black magic instead of wires that are conduits for downloads and connections, DNA strands. All right. All right, so next we get the angel aura. We make sure the angel light goes all the way through to the bottom of the inside of the earth on all 360 degrees. Nobody wants to do that. They want to do it Hollywood style, where it's only half done in the front and then the back is left empty. So then we turn it around and we do it again, and then we do it on the back and we fill it up. So nothing gets done Hollywood style where it's fake, only half done. You can feel my family really healing. Okay. Then we go angel aura. Coat that. And then we have the cobra acid. This is just the giant scrubbing bubble. The scrubbing bubbles at the end of Lord of the Rings, where it goes, clean out the city. All the way through to the bottom of the earth, the inside of the earth. And I see the death threats from SeaWorld right now that they're going to have me killed. Or one in Florida. Or the Miami, wait, where? That one's the Miami Seaquarium. What's in Florida? Isn't there a SeaWorld in Florida? Aren't there 3? Yay, so now I'm spewing cobra acid in their face. I wish I could do real cobra acid. Yay. Okay. So and then they realize that they have the FBI on their ass. Yay. Okay. Awesome. Now, we have to do the blue genomes. So the opposite of blues. Off. And then the blues on. Pages 1 through 7, including 1.5. 1.5 is for like people who make it across the Hufflepuff Nexa. Or higher. All right. Now I'm seeing SeaWorld say, we're going to be good before we go to jail. We forgot to forgive. Awesome. All right. We're going to dump the angelite for all the blue genomes. Across the globe. And then we're going to do the angel aura. I feel Chris down in Southern California going, I'm ready for Bina. Because we're going to do we're doing a Bina initiation for him tomorrow. There we go. And then we do the cobra acid one more time with the maraschino cherries, and we cleanse it one layer more. And I see Isla going, I'm ready for real magic, Auntie Ray Ray. So if Isla's there, and other kids will be there in a year to 5 years. So we need to make sure that all the other kids are gonna get there. Because the Isla's the fastest. Dalai Lama came through and goes, she was a reincarnated ninja monk. I didn't see the ninja monk until the Dalai Lama pointed it out. But I did see the reincarnated monk that did all its work last lifetime. So she is a reincarnated ninja monk. That's why she's so fast. She says she's more prettier now. I don't want to do anything bad. Okay. And now I can look at Kelly's grid and get her up for real Archangel Zadkiel. She's got all this crazy galactic intelligence, higher level stuff, but it needs to get grounded into the planet. So I'm trying to get her connected in with her galactic. Like she has, it's like a spaceship outside of planet Earth. Yeah. Let me turn that spaceship into a Garden of Eden spaceship. And then we throw all the dragons. All the dragons are going to start pouncing on the planet. Through the bottom of the cliff. Oh no, they all have their own magic. Definitely the dragons that Kelly got gridded up already. We need to clean up all the nine for it. All right. And then Gillyweed's gonna put one giant grid around the planet for growing organically with time overnight. And then we're gonna fill in the high oak cream into the planet. Okay. And we're gonna put the gray paste on, and then we're gonna let that set overnight. Okay. I'm hearing, can we do a galactic one? Yeah, so we're gonna do the 8,000 exa on a whole other egg. And that's when we start getting out of the galaxy. And then, and this is where the 8,000 exa becomes like Russian dolls, because we'll turn the planet into a yolk. And then the galaxy will be the egg. And then Same thing, we'll turn the galaxy into the yolk, and we're gonna do an intergalactic component where you, so if you, thinking about the 8th house next egg, you need to pick out, we're gonna do Mother Andromeda. You should pick out your 2 top galaxies that you're gonna identify with. So Kelly's is Mother Antenna 1 and 2, and the combination of the 2 of them together. Okay, with Mother Andromeda also, right? And Mother Milky Way. So we pick out, so mine is Mother Hoag's Object and Mother Tadpole and Mother Andromeda. So those are mine. Hers is in like Corvid. I think hers is in Corvid and mine's like in Draco and Serpent's Caput. Okay, so like there's a reason why there's a reason why I chose mine and why she has hers. So mine's Griffin and hers is Raven, which is Corvid, you know. Okay, so think about it. Look online, find the galaxies, a list of galaxies and what constellation they belong to or located in through the Earth viewpoint, from the Earth viewpoint. And finish up filling this with gray paste. Collie Ryan out.